right, round in Berlin at the moment, en route to Poland for the red stag and wild boar hunting. Gonna be near, I'm gonna butcher this, Pomorski. I'll try to pronounce it right before I'm done. But the trip has started, still got about 4 more hours to go. It's a little bit of a haul, but getting excited. All right, till later. So here we are, just east of Pomorski, and the sun is going down. Like, it's gonna be dark soon, and it's 3:48. So that's the reality of this place. I'm gonna take that into account. I'll have some long evenings here, but it's wide open terrain, even mature forest that I've been driving by too. I don't know if this is what it's gonna look like in the hunting area. Like I said, I still got an hour to go, but it looks promising. Some good land. We'll see. All right, so here we are. Here's the cabin they got me staying in. It is as simple as can be, but it's cozy. I got nothing against it at the moment. It's the right temperature. By that I mean it's pretty cool in here, but that's great for sleeping. Just a little hot pad, little kitchen area, little bathroom. Yeah, straightforward and simple. Couch and bed, and that's it. No TV, no nothing else. But I'm getting set up. They made me some Polish food, which I haven't had the cabbage with the rice and minced meat in it since I was in Ukraine, and that had a different seasoning. This is paprika, so that's delicious. Anyway, I'm going to get everything laid out, and hunt starts in the morning. We'll see. All right, so here's what it looks like driving through. You've got some scrubbed areas. This looks like it's been cleared before. There's a lake right on the other side of it too, some low country. And then lots of mature forest, not much undergrowth. Now this right here is all softwoods, pines and such. But there's very similar looking terrain with hardwoods. But again, old forest, nothing underneath it. Just keeping an eye out, and interspersed with all this, farmland and occasionally a cleared cut area. So far, not a lot of game. This morning, we saw a stag in a field, a small stag, in a field with thermals, and then there's a clear-cut area. And then when stalking through another area, we came up on 2 roe deer. We got within about 50 yards of them. I can shoot a roe hind if I want, but first things first is I'm gonna go find a stag if I can. And then after that, it's more relaxed shooting. I'd like to get a boar and then maybe a hind, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, here's another example of the almost grassy hill with the forest above it. But this is it. Not actually hunting at the moment. I'm just driving through, getting ready to go meet the guide here in a little bit. Trying to get a sense of what it's like around here. We'll see what happens tonight. All right, so doing a post-mortem on the shot, so to speak. What you see is the terrain we were hunting over when we saw this stag. We'd come from down the road, down this way, and actually on this hill right over here, we saw a huge stag, and it ran up and over the hill right as we approached. And we got out, we were driving around, we got out and tried to follow it, see if we could see it, and it got lost in some trees in the low ground behind this hill before that tree line. And that was it. It was out of our lives forever, we thought. And then we walked over a little way to see if it might circle back around towards this hill, and then we caught the movement up here. And there was a stag. It was a different stag. It was a little bit smaller, but that's okay. It's still it's a good sized stag. Coming just inside the tree line this way, walking towards me. And we watched it for a good 20 minutes trying to gauge its size and then also to wait for a shot. So once I made the decision that I wanted to shoot that stag, still had to get a clear shot. And if you'll notice as you're walking along here, the trees can just form a wall like you got right here. And it was right in this area where it stood, and I just had a line of trees in the way, and I wasn't going to try to thread the needle through these onto a vital area if I didn't have to. I just had to wait it out. So the stag got about right here and paused, and that's when I put the shot on it on its front left shoulder. It went through, a bullet actually lodged against the skin on the right side, and so it only had one wound. It was an entrance wound, which is actually more impressive to me given the amount of blood that it had, but 30-06 is a great round. So it ran this way, going downhill, and the blood trail really has dried up. This is about 30 hours after the shot, but right around here it's actually still visible, and you can see more and more of it as you go. In fact, if you look on the blood or on the leaves, there's the blood there over here, lots right there, and it just continues on down. The deer started to change its mind briefly, went around this tree, and then decided, nope, not for me. Jumped over this down tree, and you can see lots of blood from the effort right there. And again, this is all entrance wound blood. That's a testament right there to the 30-06. Exit wounds tend to bleed this much. Entrance wounds tend not to. And the blood just got thicker and thicker. And then it dropped right there. And you can obviously tell that there's a pile of blood right there. So it made about 40 yards. And yeah, that's the story. That's where it happened. So this is the story all about how my stag got turned upside down, and then we had to drag it. And I want to point out that stags are heavy, much heavier than a whitetail. Small elk size, and we drug that thing up this hill. Getting it out of all those trees in the downfall was bad. You can actually see where we basically plowed a line right here, dragging it. It took some effort. Then, thankfully, once we got up over this hill, mind you, I'm holding the camera level, so like as you see a rise in front of you, this is still all uphill. With, I don't know how much it weighed dressed, but probably in the 300 something pound range. That's a modest assessment. But then finally, we got it over the hump and down, and we was able to pull the truck up to the road here. So that's it. Got my first red stag in Poland. First red stag period, first hunting in Poland. And it was enjoyable. Until the next animal, this is me and my rental car signing out from Poland.